Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 16th of November 2023 and the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely pumped up. And what is really important to note is that the market cap of Bitcoin has crossed the $700 billion mark once again. And I very specifically remember, guys, yesterday the market cap of Bitcoin itself was well below the $700 billion mark, isn't it? But since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market and the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum has definitely pumped up. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, keep a track on what is going on so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, and then compare it with the volume of stable coins, and then compare it with the volume of decentralized exchange. That would give you guys an idea of what is going on in the cryptocurrency world. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. Now, guys, listen, this might be the very first episode where I'm discussing news from all around the world, and looks like the whole notion of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology has gone completely global. And there's this old saying, think global, act local. But in the world of cryptocurrencies, everything is global, isn't it? Now in today's episode, we have news from Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, and even Turkey as well. And to be honest, guys, while I was preparing for this podcast, I did find some news from other parts of the world as well. But I thought, let me just go ahead and stick to these 5 areas. Now the first news that is regarding Singapore is the positive news, and that is regarding Paxos, and they have decided to issue USD stablecoins in Singapore. So we'll definitely go and discuss this. And guys, to be honest, in 2023, the Monetary Authority of Singapore has been definitely very proactive in the world of cryptocurrencies and blockchain. And just in the last 3 months, to be honest, I've covered at least 8 to 10 news where the Monetary Authority of Singapore has taken initiatives and quite a lot of partnerships as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. Now the second news, guys, is from South Korea, and there's some really interesting news, and that is to do with pension fund. And looks like this fund was used to go ahead and buy shares from Coinbase. So really interesting move, and looks like it was definitely profitable as well. So we'll very briefly touch base on that. Now the third news, guys, is all the way from Thailand, and this is to do with Binance. And look, guys, 2023 has been one of the worst years for Binance, but to be honest, guys, this is a positive news as they have decided to go ahead and launch an exchange in Thailand, and they're doing that in partnership with some other exchange. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now the next news, guys, is all the way from Philippines, and they have decided to sell $179 million in tokenized Treasury bonds, and this is the whole notion of blockchain technology, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. And guys, finally, the next global news is all the way from Turkey, and they are planning to have new crypto regulations, so definitely positive news. To be honest, guys, it might be the very first time in the history of Crypto and Coffee Date blockchain where I've covered 5 news from different locations all over the world, so definitely positive news, I guess. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is the positive news, and that is regarding Hex Trust, and they have received Virtual Asset Service Provider license from Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So we'll definitely go and explore that. The second news, guys, is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Kareem, they have decided to implement artificial intelligence in a secure manner in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now look, guys, since 2023, I'm seeing quite a lot of news regarding Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and to be honest, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia turns out to be the leader, not just in the Middle East, but probably in the entire world so far as artificial intelligence is concerned. And if you're into the world of sports and boxing, right now Saudi Arabia is also the home of boxing as well, isn't it? So definitely a very positive news for the Middle East region. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. So let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE, and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, listen, guys, there are 3 things I'm absolutely passionate about. One is death metal, ice cold beer, and the third one is extreme sports, and that is Tough Mudder. And Tough Mudder, guys, is a series of obstacle and mud runs that'll push your physical and mental limits without the pressure of competition. It's essentially a community that is built on teamwork and overcoming obstacles, where stepping outside of your comfort zone is the actual reward. And my big question is, guys, when was the last time you did something wild for the very first time? Now listen, guys, Tough Mudder Arabia has a formidable team, and Tough Mudder Arabia, guys, is putting across a series of events this year and next year. And if you're someone who's in Dubai, there are 2 days of back-to-back Tough Mudder events as well that takes place on the 11th and the 12th of November at the iconic Jebel Ali race. Now listen, guys, there are different distances as well. You have 5 kilometer, you have 10 kilometer, and you also have Tough Mudder for kids as well. Now so far as the Tough Mudder 5K is concerned, it's featuring 13 of the famous teamwork inspired obstacles crammed into 5K course, and so far as 10K is concerned, it has 20 of the world's famous obstacles to tackle. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the Instagram of Tough Mudder, give them a follow, and listen, guys, if you do want to score a discount, the discount is RACESpace15, and the link for the discount is in the show notes below. I hope I get to see you there, guys, because to be honest, on the 11th and 12th, it's going to be my 25th and the 26th Tough Mudder, and one of my goals is to do 100 Tough Mudder, which hopefully might happen in the next few years. So look at the show notes below and get yourself registered, and hopefully see you at the event. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location.
global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of today, guys, it is at $1.43 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.02%. If you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is looking absolutely great at $71.81 billion, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is up by 6.90%. Now, look, guys, these numbers might be looking good, but if you were to compare these numbers with its previous years, these numbers are still lacking behind, and I've mentioned this thing several times in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast. On an ideal given day, the crypto market volume used to hover somewhere between the $80 to $120 billion mark. Hopefully, we might get there, and you never know, guys, once the Bitcoin halving approaches, these numbers might just be double of what it is right now. Now, unfortunately, guys, the volume in DeFi is not looking good. It is only at $8.59 billion, and DeFi is accounting for 11.96% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And guys, if you look at the total value locked, it is at $46.94 billion, with Lido leading the race of far total value locked or TVL is concerned at $18.76 billion. Now, one metric, guys, which I pretty much stress on a daily basis is decentralized to centralized exchange. And to be honest, guys, for the very first time, 4 days in a row, decentralized to centralized exchange is looking absolutely great. And as of today, it is at 33.20%. Now, look, guys, I really am hoping that decentralized to centralized exchange dominance definitely stays well over 30%. If it stays over 40 or 50%, that'll even be absolutely great, isn't it? Now, because decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance is increasing, it means one thing, guys, that people are using a lot of decentralized exchange. So let's look at the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchange, and it's no surprise that Uniswap is leading the pack with $1.68 billion, followed by PancakeSwap at $461.47 million. Thorchain, guys, is at number 3rd with $271.7 million. Core Finance at number 4th at $197.81 million. And finally, guys, Dodo at $156.65 million. Now, look, guys, it's really critical to look at the volume of stable coins and then compare it with the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And then you also need to compare it with the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchange because that would give us a good idea if the whole notion of decentralized exchange is being utilized by the general masses in it. Now, if you look at the volume of stablecoins, it is at $63.55 billion, and stablecoins is accounting for 88.50% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And what is really interesting but not surprising is that Tether USDT is leading the pack with $52.79 billion. Now look guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume is $71.81 billion. Out of that, Tether USDT accounts for $52.79 billion. Just imagine what would happen if Tether USDT were to go belly up. I really am hoping that would not happen. Now the second one, so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, is Circle USDC at $6.59 billion. And finally guys, Binance BUSD's volume is at $589 million. Now guys, let's quickly run through the market cap, because as I mentioned earlier guys, Bitcoin's market cap has once again crossed the $700 billion mark. Yesterday I believe it was hovering around the $690 billion mark, and that was because of CPI numbers, isn't it? Now because the CPI numbers were great, looks like the market is picking up, and as of now it is at $726 billion. Ethereum is at $246 billion. Now guys, let's look at the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin, because it looks like since the last 24 hours, a lot of people actually going ahead and buying Bitcoin, and as of now, it is at $28.4 billion. So since the last 24 hours guys, the 24-hour trading volume is $28.4 billion. And guys, listen, if you were to compare this with decentralized exchange, the volume of decentralized exchange has definitely pumped up, isn't it? And also if you were to compare it with the volume of stablecoins, the volume has definitely pumped up. So what this data means is, since the last 24 hours, a lot of stablecoins has been used in order to go ahead and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies using decentralized exchange. And I wouldn't be surprised if Uniswap is where majority of the transactions have taken place. Now if you do want to go ahead and do some more investigation guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to a website called defilama.com, and if you want you can look and further details, and then guys, if you want to compare it with the actual blockchain, go to the relevant blockchain explorer. Now so far as the volume of Ethereum is concerned, the 24-hour trading volume is $13.5 billion. And guys, one trend which I've been observing, particularly since this week guys, is the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum is almost 50% of that of the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin. Prior to this week guys, the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum used to be almost 1/3 of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. Now could it be possible that these volumes are mostly driven because of BlackRock buying a lot of Ethereum? Most likely yes. Now guys, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin's dominance is 51.40%, whereas Ethereum is 17.30%. Now in today's episode guys, let me quickly run through the market cap of cryptocurrency exchange tokens, and I'm just going to be reading out these numbers. And to be honest guys, these numbers are not surprising at all, because Uniswap is leading the pack. And if you were to look at the market cap of Uniswap, it is at $4.11 billion, and if you look at the price of its token or crypto, it is at $5.43. The second one guys is Uniswap lieu. This is essentially more of a security token offering which was given to the initial investors of Tether USDT, because if you go back and look at the history of Tether USDT, during 2018 and 19, the entire project did go completely belly up because a lot of the funds were temporarily being held by a bank overseas. So that is completely a different topic altogether. So what the team essentially did, which was led by Simon Dixon, he created a security token offering, and for the investors who helped them during that point of time, he was willing to offer them a higher return, and that's where this token was created. And the market cap of that is $3.73 billion, and the price for that token guys is $3.99. The third one is OKB Exchange, and its market cap is $3.53 billion, and the price for the token or crypto is $58.63. The fourth one guys is Thorchain, and its market cap is $1.19 billion, and the price for its token or crypto is $6.31. And finally guys, at number 5th is DYDX, and its market cap is $671 million, and the price of its token or crypto is $3.73. Now guys, before we look at the king of all kings, let me run through a protocol or project called as Stellar, and the ticker symbol guys is TRB, that is T for Tango, R for Roger, and B for Bravo. So let me very briefly explain what is Stellar, because Stellar guys is like a bridge between real world and blockchain, and they claim that they help smart contracts on the blockchain to get information from the outside world. So it is something similar to an oracle, isn't it? Because when you talk about decentralization, it would not make any sense to get information from a centralized entity. So it looks like this is working something similar to an oracle essentially. And so far as Oracle is concerned, Chainlink is clearly a leader, and a lot of the companies, centralized entities, as well as Google has a lot of tie-up with Chainlink as well. Now going back to the news regarding Telor, how does Telor actually work? So what they tend to do is, guys, they use a group of people called as data reporters who provide off-chain data like prices or weather and then put it on a blockchain. And these reporters compete to share accurate information and are rewarded with a token, that is TRB tokens, for the efforts. So the big question is, what is it that makes Telor special? Now listen to this, guys. Anyone in the world can become a data reporter without needing permission. All they need is the Telor software. And the Telor software is flexible and can be used on different blockchains like Ethereum, Polygon, and Algorand as well. So the big question is, who the hell created Telor? Now Brendan Lawyer, Nick Fitt, and Michael Zambros started working on Telor going back to 2019, and the whole goal was to solve the problem of getting real-world data. Now let me very briefly explain how is the Telor network secured, because the tokens, guys, that is TRB tokens, are used to connect and align data reporters, users, and the community, and the security is maintained through a governance contract and lets the community decide if the data reported is accurate. And what these reporters need to do is, guys, is they need to stake TRB, and guys, if someone disputes the data and proves it wrong, they lose the entire of the tokens. And guys, listen, if you're someone who uses Twitter or now called as X, community notes work something similar as it did. Now what are your thoughts, guys? Do you agree if the community gets to decide if the data is fact? Because listen, the facts are facts. It does not care about opinion. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because of the chaos that is going on right now in the Middle East. If you were to ask the community, they would lead towards a certain direction, and that might be completely different to what the facts are, isn't it? Just a thought, I'll put it out there. So to summarize what Telor is, guys, Telor is like a system that pays people to bring real-world information onto the blockchain. It's open to anyone, and to keep things honest, they have a process where people can challenge the information, and if they think it's wrong, there's a process where people can challenge the information if they think they are wrong. And what they claim is this actually helps to ensure the data on the blockchain and claiming it reliable. To be honest, guys, I don't agree to it, because listen, what if a centralized entity or social media giants go out and acquire a lot of tokens? They can portray the facts based on their own narrative and based on their own tokens, isn't it? These are my honest thoughts, to be honest. Now, guys, let's discuss the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And as of now, guys, it is at $37,079. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.57%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.31%. Ethereum, guys, has crossed the $2,000 mark, and as of now, it is at $2,043. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.40%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 6.72%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is at $250. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.62%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.44%. Now look, guys, to be completely honest, I'm getting extremely worried about what is going on regarding the price of Binance BNB Coin. To be honest, guys, the price tends to switch or move in the direction way too perfect, and looks like it is not the market that is deciding the price of Binance BNB Coin. Listen, guys, I'm just sharing my opinion, so what I'd really recommend you to do is try to do some investigation, and I wouldn't be surprised if you do find out some notorious activity or actor responsible for maintaining the price of Binance BNB Coin. Definitely not looking good. Now in today's episode, guys, let's discuss some global news from all around the world. Let's start with Singapore. Now Paxos has announced that it has obtained preliminary approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore for its upcoming entity, and the new entity, guys, is called as Paxos Digital Singapore Pte Limited, and this new established firm is now authorized to provide digital payment token services, and they intend to launch a USD stablecoins in accordance with the proposed stablecoin regulations set forth by Monetary Authority of Singapore. And guys, a few weeks ago, I did actually mention in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast where United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority did issue guidelines for stablecoins. Now, could it be possible that Singapore go and implements a similar strategy? Most likely yes, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, so far as this news regarding Paxos in Singapore is concerned, upon receiving the full approval, Paxos said it will be able to partner with enterprise clients to issue the stablecoins in Singapore. So looks like stablecoins are definitely making quite a lot of news in 2023. Now guys, let's discuss some news all the way from South Korea. And guys, in the third quarter of 2023, the Korean National Pension Scheme, also called as NPS, which is a prominent public pension fund in South Korea, and to be honest guys, they're among one of the largest globally. They purchased slightly over 280,000 shares of the renowned cryptocurrency exchange that is Coinbase. And guys, here's the interesting bit. Since the acquisition, this investment is appreciated by 39%, and all of the official details, guys, was actually submitted in a report to the US Security and Exchange Commission. Now, if you want to read through the official link via the US Security and Exchange Commission, the filing is in the show notes below. Now, it's really important to note that the investment is worth 27.7 million US dollars based on Coinbase's last recorded close of $98.15 per share. So it looks like, guys, this was definitely very risky, but definitely a positive news. Now guys, since we've talked about news from South Korea, let's discuss news all the way from Thailand. And Binance, guys, is set to launch a cryptocurrency exchange in Thailand, and they're going to do that in early of 2024, and they're doing that with a joint venture with Gulf Energy Development, which is a public limited company. And guys, listen, Gulf Energy Development Company is a local energy giant, and according to the filing with Stock Exchange of Thailand on November 15th, Gulf Business will commence operations initially through a notation only, and they have plans for a public rollout by early 2024. Now look guys, 2023 has been one of the worst years for Binance, but the venture secured approval from Thai Security and Exchange Commission on 10th of November. Now listen guys, it's really important to note that Gulf Energy Development Public Company Limited is one of Thailand's largest natural gas distribution companies, and it was founded and is run by Thai billionaire Sarat Ratanawadi. And guys, the company also actively invests across different business verticals, including renewable power generations, infrastructure development projects, and digital infrastructure businesses, among others. Now guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Philippines. And Philippines is set to sell $179 million in tokenized Treasury bonds for the very first time, and the Philippines Bureau of Treasury is opting for innovation by offering 10 billion pesos, which I believe is roughly around $179 million, and they are doing that in tokenized by offering 1-year Treasury bonds in lieu of initially planned traditional auction, and they're doing that on November 20th. And these bonds, guys, will be available for institutional buyers, and they come with a minimum denomination of 10 million pesos and increments of 1 million pesos, and the State-owned Development Bank of the Philippines and the Land of the Philippines will issue the bonds with a maturity set date for November of 2024. And so far as the interest is concerned, based on the news, looks like the final interest rate will be disclosed on the issuance date. So definitely positive news. Now guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Turkey. And Turkey is said to be contemplating regulatory measures for its cryptocurrency market from the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force. And guys, as of now, Turkey currently holds a 4th position worldwide in terms of cryptocurrency trading. And guys, listen, when I talk about Metaverse, I'm definitely seeing quite a lot of adoption from Turkey. And I very specifically remember I did look at a survey. This was immediately after Facebook changed its name from Facebook to Meta, and Turkey at that point of time was definitely very proactive so far as Metaverse is concerned. So definitely positive development. So those were the global news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee at 8. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is definitely positive one, and that is regarding Hex Trust. And they have received Virtual Asset Service Provider license from Dubai's regulatory body called as VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is all about. Now so far as Hex Trust is concerned, guys, Hex Trust is licensed and insured across global financial hubs, positioning itself as an institutional-grade digital asset custodian, and the Virtual Asset Service Provider license follows the issuance of Hex Trust MVP operational license in February of 2023, marking the final step in VARA's licensing process. And the Virtual Asset Service Provider license, guys, allows Hex Trust to offer virtual asset custodial services to institutional clients and sophisticated investors in Dubai. And so far as VARA's role is concerned, guys, VARA is recognized as the world's first independent regulator for virtual assets, providing a transparent and trusted regulatory framework for the cryptocurrency industry, isn't it? And so far as the licensing process is concerned, VARA's licensing process is specifically tailored for digital asset custodians, ensuring transparency and regulatory compliance. And Hex Trust Dubai's office, guys, was established last year in June of 2022, and it was led by Regional Managing Director Filippo Buzzi. And guys, listen, the approval of the Virtual Asset Service Provider license underscores Hex Trust's commitment to fostering innovation in the cryptocurrency ecosystem and facilitating safe market adoption in the region. And so far as compliance is concerned, Hex Trust becomes one of the first virtual asset companies to receive an operating license in Dubai, highlighting its commitment to compliance and regulation as well. To be honest, guys, this is an absolutely massive deal, and Hex Trust recognizes the significant potential for its digital asset growth in the Middle East, citing progressive regulation and a thriving cryptocurrency ecosystem. And the co-founder and CEO of Hex Trust is emphasizing the company's focus on compliance, which has eventually led to the successful grant of a fully operating license in Dubai. And Hex Trust, guys, has also expressed excitement about the potential in the Emirate of Dubai and plans to scale its operations in other business regions as well. And being one of the first fully operated virtual asset custodian, Hex Trust has now set very high standards so far as security is concerned, asset segregation is concerned, trustworthiness is concerned, and also a leading innovator in the Dubai ecosystem as well. And to be honest, guys, completion of VARA's licensing process does actually demonstrate Hex Trust's commitment to providing a comprehensive, secure, and compliant trading environment for digital asset investors in Dubai, isn't it? So definitely positive news. And Hex Trust, guys, they also dedicated in contributing to virtual asset ecosystem in the MENA region, positioning itself as the world's leading virtual asset hub. Now listen, guys, right now, the prices are definitely looking good, but are we in a bullish market? Definitely not yet. We can still say that right now, we are still in crypto winter, isn't it? And despite challenges during crypto winter, Hex Trust has maintained forward momentum, receiving regulatory approval in France, introducing AI-driven investment tools, and actively participating in global industry events as well. And Hex Trust, guys, remains committed to delivering 24/7 regulated digital assets, and they support 200 plus global institutional clients, signaling confidence in the industry's recovery. And so far as the global expansion is concerned, Hex Trust's resilient approach underscores its commitment to building secure blockchain infrastructure and expanding its global reach to a fully licensed digital asset custodian. So definitely positive news. Now guys, let's discuss second news, and this is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the news is that Kareem is planning to implement artificial intelligence technology in Saudi Arabia for personalized user experience. And Srijit Nair, the CISO at Kareem, emphasizes the ethical use of artificial intelligence given the sensitive nature of collected data. And guys, listen, artificial intelligence will be used to enhance various features like food preferences and pickup location for users, and Kareem works with customers, captains, and partner data as well, and they aim to build trust as they scale in the region. And Saudi Arabia, guys, is a key market for Kareem, contributing to Vision's 2030's socio-economic goal. And Srijit Nair also emphasizes the importance of reliable and secure products, especially in the Saudi market. And guys, the company also focuses on security initiatives to stay ahead of potential cyber threats, and Kareem has collaborated with Saudi authorities to share knowledge and prevent cyber incidents. And the symbiotic relationship with the government, guys, is viewed as essential for the overall cyber ecosystem's protection, isn't it? And Srijit Nair, guys, sees significant potential to enhance security in Saudi society amid rapid digital growth, and the Saudi government's and society's demand for faster digital advancement necessitates a balance with security as well. And Kareem does actually believe in contributing to the growth by building up Saudi talent pool in cybersecurity as well, and the company has partnered with engineering institutions to identify individuals capable of securing information ecosystem. And guys, internships and training opportunities are offered to individuals with the skills to defend cybersecurity threats as well. And Kareem also aims to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical requirements in the fast-moving market. And fast-paced growth in Saudi Arabia requires a sustained and secure approach, balancing speed and work. And Kareem acknowledges that Saudi Arabia's efforts in striking the right balance between rapid development and security is absolutely critical. And because of that, collaborative efforts with engineering institutions and the government support Kareem's commitment to secure digital ecosystem. So definitely positive news, guys, not just for Saudi Arabia, but also for overall artificial intelligence ecosystem. And listen, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia does eventually turn out to be the leader, not just in the Middle East, but probably in the entire world so far as artificial intelligence is concerned. But what are your thoughts, guys? Mention them in the comments below. And that's about all, guys. I'm Crypto Coffee 8 from Blockchain DXP. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxp.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxp.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXP listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Jess who asks, do you think Bitcoin would exceed gold price? To be honest, Jess, this is a very generalized question, isn't it? A lot of them are actually stating that Bitcoin has already exceeded the expectation of gold. And to be honest, Jess, this completely depends on what perspective and what narrative they have regarding gold and what narrative they have regarding Bitcoin. If you were to ask Peter Schiff, you would find out data and he'll go ahead and put it across that gold is definitely dominating. And if you were to ask Bitcoin maximalists, they would definitely say that Bitcoin has already exceeded the expectation of gold. Now that thing being said, Jess, one thing which I'm really disappointed so far as Bitcoin is concerned is that during times of inflation, Bitcoin has not proven to be a safe haven against inflation. Gold historically, over the last couple of 100 years, has been proven to be a safe haven during inflation, during times of war, even during times of crisis as well. So far as COVID-19 is concerned, prices of Bitcoin definitely fell down. Now, all these things being said, if you were to compare Bitcoin with gold, I was going through LinkedIn and James Butterfield, who is the head of CoinShares, he did actually reply to a comment by someone else where he actually shared data regarding how Bitcoin has been performing since the last couple of years. So what I'd really recommend you to do is make sure you go out and follow James Butterfield. Now mind you, the person who originally made this post was talking about the value of US dollar, and now it has reacted since I believe 2012. So what he did, he replied to that comment and he actually stated how Bitcoin has been reacting for almost a decade, and you would be surprised that going back to 2012, Bitcoin was actually up by well over 217%. In 2017, where Bitcoin reached an all-time high back then, it was actually up by 1,403%, and now in 2023, it is still up by 120.4%. Now mind you, that reply is more of a comparison, let's say with cash, but in that sheet, he's also gone ahead and shown how gold has been performing relatively since the last decade, and it's needless to say, based on this number, Bitcoin has definitely superseded gold by almost 10 times. So to answer your question, yes, I do think that Bitcoin has already superseded gold's price since the last decade, but it's going to be really interesting to see moving forward how the price of Bitcoin reacts. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised after the Bitcoin halving, the price of Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high and is definitely heading towards the moon. So definitely be in question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXP. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxp.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxp.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, metaverse, and how this series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is we usually cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.